Hey, good morning. My name is Vicky Idoko Pope, convener of the WASH Academia series. I want to talk to you today about our regulatory agencies, the boundaries of our regulatory agencies. The 7 key responsibilities of the Water Regulatory Agency are: number 1, setting water quality standards. This relates to setting water quality that the water becomes potable for consumers. Number 2, setting standards for production, distribution, and supply. This relates to operational standards from where the water treatment to water supply. Then the third one is setting tariffs. Tariffs are set so that they are at the rate that customers can bear, and at the same time, service providers can recoup their costs. Number 4, licensing service providers. Service providers have to meet certain criteria in order to be licensed to become service providers in the water sector because of the importance of water to public health, as we all know. So the role of the regulatory agency is to ensure that service providers are licensed according to established criteria. Number 5, monitoring compliance with standards. Once service providers start operating, the regulator becomes preoccupied with ensuring that service providers meet the standards that have been set, have maintained the criteria for which they were allowed to become service providers, and that. So number 6, monitoring finance and operational performance of the service providers and ensuring that they are complying with the terms of agreement of the licensing agreement. The regulatory agency, again, through data gathering data, compliance data, financial and operational data, looks at the data to ensure that the service providers are in fact doing what the standards and the terms of agreement are. Now, if there should there be deviation from what the standards and the terms of agreement are, the regulator has to work with the service provider to develop a corrective action strategy so that the regulator then helps the service provider to become able to comply with the terms of the agreement and the standards that have been set. And number 7 is handling customer complaints. Consumers of the water have to have a right to good quality water as set in the standards and have a right to be charged only agreed tariffs. Should there be any complaints that are coming from consumers, and sometimes there are complaints that come from service providers, it is the role of the regulatory agency to work to resolve these complaints. Thank you for listening. And just to remind you, we went over 7 key responsibilities of the Water Regulatory Agency. Number 1 is setting water quality standards. Number 2 is setting standards for production, distribution, supply. Number 3, setting tariffs. Number 4, licensing service providers. Number 5, monitoring compliance with standards. Number 6, monitoring financial and operational performance, as well as the terms of service as contained in the service agreement. And number 7, handling customer complaints. Thank you for listening.